What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your host, Joey Karni, back with another special video right here on the Angle Podcast YouTube channel. Now, it is April, and as you can tell by my energy, I'm very excited. Why, you may ask? It's the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm not talking about Christmas time. It is WrestleMania season, specifically WrestleMania week. Now, to kick this video off right, we're going to start off in a big way with a multi-man match from WrestleMania 17. At number 5, we have the WWE Tag Team Championship TLC match from WrestleMania 17 featuring the Hardy Boyz, the Dudley Boyz, and Edge and Christian. There are matches that steal shows, earn awards, and captivate audiences. Then there are rare matches that go to define eras. The tables, ladders, and chairs match for the WWE Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 17 featuring the Dudley Boyz, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, defending their titles against the Hardy Boyz and Edge and Christian is one of those rare matches. Now for the 17th WrestleMania event, this was one of the signature bouts of that year's card. The 6 superstars encapsulated everything that fans loved about their rivalry and continued to evolve the popular gimmick match in the process. Now, the match was wildly chaotic, involved run-ins from Lita, Rhino, Spike Dudley, and capped off one of the greatest eras for tag team wrestling in WWE history.
You see, 5 of the guys and myself, basically, we created something that now to this day lives on and is being duplicated, or at least trying to be duplicated the way we did it back in the day, and that's called the TLC match. Very fond and memorable moments during that time. It really was. And the Dudley Boyz, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian put their lives and careers on the line to be able to entertain each and every one of you and your fans that listen to your podcast and the wrestling world. We wanted to make sure that there was a match that was so legendary that even after 30, 40, 50 years, it would still be talked about as probably being one of the greatest matches of all time. Now, that's not taking anything away from Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. That's not taking anything away from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Those matches were in a class by themselves. No match could ever duplicate those 2 special legendary matches. We were hoping to just be put in the same category as those guys. And I think we did it. Every single one of us knew what was at stake, and we did what we had to do to be able to pull it all off. I'm very happy and very grateful for the fact that none of us actually walked out of there in really bad shape. Although our egos might have been tarnished a little bit, just simply because Edge and Christian, after every TLC match, they always won. But that's nothing compared to having your legs broken, your arms broken, concussed, or any of that. We were just happy to be able to do what we had to do to entertain the WWE Universe and the fans around the world.
Coming in at number 4 happens to be from WrestleMania 19. It was the next big thing, Brock Lesnar, making his official debut at the Show of Shows after winning the 2003 Royal Rumble match, earning his shot at the main event for the WWE title against Kurt Angle. Now, this match from WrestleMania 19 is a beautiful wrestling match because unlike any other main event in history, besides maybe a couple, Lesnar and Angle worked a technical wrestling masterpiece. Now, a significant moment from this match was when Brock Lesnar missed the shooting star press off the top rope, which nearly ended with him crippling himself. And it remains to be one of the most replayed moments of his entire career. Coming in at number 3 happens to also be from WrestleMania 19, and it was the final match from Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, number 3. Now, at both WrestleMania 15 and 17, The Rock failed to beat his biggest nemesis, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And upon his return to the WWE, The Rock criticized Austin for being voted Superstar of the Decade, an accolade he believed belonged to himself. Needless to say, the feud began right where it left off, and the match was made official. From this match, Stone Cold proved why he was the superstar of the decade when he refused to stay down even after a people's elbow and 2 rock bottoms in a row. However, Stone Cold ended up losing the match after The Rock hit him with an epic 3rd rock bottom in a row to keep the rattlesnake down for good. After the match, The Rock left the ring and left Stone Cold by himself. He slowly walked to the back and the crowd chanted his name while his music played. An epic end to one of the greatest wrestling careers of all time. Coming in at number 2 is the iconic triple threat match from WrestleMania 20 in Madison Square Garden. It was Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship in a spectacular match that ended with an iconic image that WWE has understandably stopped showing fans. Now, this match ended with the rapid Wolverine, Chris Benoit, making a crimson-faced Triple H tap out to the crossface after countering a pedigree. Now, Triple H held out for what seemed an impossible amount of time. He stretched out to the ropes only inches away, but eventually the pain was just too much, and he gave in and tapped out, awarding the World Heavyweight Championship to Chris Benoit. It was Jim Ross who had all lost his voice and talked about Benoit's journey to the championship. He said year after year, mile after mile, continent after continent, but Benoit never gave up. And it was Eddie Guerrero who then entered the ring to celebrate with his friend. Both tearful, they raised their respective championships. Eddie Guerrero, the WWE champion, Chris Benoit being the new World Heavyweight champion. And the air was full of confetti as it rained down on them. This is a type of moment that WWE must dream about creating because it was just a convergence of beloved stars reaching the mountain top together. It was a moment that is now a ghost. Coming in at the number 1 spot for the top 5 WrestleMania moments happened at WrestleMania 25. It was the first match between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker on the grand stage, WrestleMania 25. And by God, they created a masterpiece together. One of the best WrestleMania matches, but also one of the best WWE matches in the history of WWE was born on this night. A convergence of spectacle, star power, and high stakes. The two icons at their peaks finally going at it one-on-one at WrestleMania. It was a blueprint for a classic match and a second one after, leading to the retirement of Shawn Michaels. This match in itself, at the 25th edition of the grandest stage of them all, added a layer of prestige, and the unique nature of Undertaker's streak elevated this match as well.